'tis the season to be jolly. Tra la 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 la. Just getting into the festive season, getting into the festive zone. We've got people joining. M. Attard, thank you for joining. Welcome to another episode. Phillips Plant Hire, hello, long time no see. Little Bear, another one. How you going, Little Bear? Charlie, good to see you. Guys, welcome to another live session episode. It is Sunday, the 8th of December, 2024. It is the festive season, I believe. Is that what we call it? Christmas is almost upon us. Speaking of the festive season, I'm going to be talking about, and this is a topic tonight because I am flying solo, so I'm going to be going through a topic. The topic is preparing your site and your equipment for the Christmas break. A lot of people during Christmas will shut down for a couple of weeks and then come back again in January. So let's talk about what I do and what you should do during that time just before you have the shutdown. Little Bit Earthworks is saying can't wait for his episode. Yes, they will be coming. Yes, very good. So look out for that, guys. Sam Axe Excavations has joined. Castle Ridge Excavations, thank you for joining. We've got Brighton Thomas on TikTok as well. Who else is on there? Cause, a fair few people here too. 21S Maz. Oh my gosh, Maddie, Paulie. There's a fair few on there. Okay, so I will not keep reading names out. I'm sorry if I do miss it. Thank you for the likes. I can see people already. I can see the love hearts flashing up and down the screen. So thank you for joining. JR Dirtworks has joined and Andrew Pearceland. All right. So thank you very much. Anyway, let's go through a few of the formalities and then I'll hit my topic. Little Bear has just said something. Hang on. Something to add for the topic tonight. Is there a GPS tracker that you recommend for our vehicles? All right, let me write that down because I can answer that. GPS tracker for machines. So I will do my little bit and then I can tell you. Actually, you know what? Let me answer that for you right now. Okay, so, and Moba's joined, thank you. Little Bear, a good tracking system that I used to use, they're called Virtual Fleet. That's the company that I used. Virtual Fleet, and they used to give you an app where you could actually log in and see where all your machines are, what time they start, what time they turn on, what time the machine turns on, when it turns off. You can put like a little zone around it so that if that machine moves out of that zone, it'll give you notifications. You can also have that if the machine starts up in a certain time outside of a time frame, that it will notify you as well. And I actually had, on top of having the GPS tracker, Virtual Fleet also added a little key tags to that system. So every operator had their own little key tag and you could only start the machine if you had that key tag. So you tap it on like the little box and it would beep, which means that it's unlocked, and then you could start the machine, and then it would arm itself as soon as you turn the machine off. Or you could set a timer as well so that you don't have to do it, within 15 minutes. So that was Virtual Fleet. I don't know what the name of the brand of the equipment that they installed is, but that is who I utilized, and he was really good. That was Sam from Virtual Fleet. So if you want to get in touch with Sam, I can send him your details, or you can just look him up on the internet. So Virtual Fleet Solutions, and he does it for like big fleet companies and that as well. So very, very good. Melbourne based. Brian Thomas says, how the afternoon going? I'm just fixing my driveway with a 1-ton digger. Oh, so Brighton's working. There you go. Little Bear saying thank you. Very good. Born Again OC has joined. Thank you very, very much. For anyone, before I go and do the quick formalities, make sure, if you haven't done it, if you've got some sort of business in earthworks or construction, it can be anything to do with earthworks or construction, go on earthworkshub.com.au. It's free for a limited time, so you can list your business on the directory free for a limited time, and then everyone can use your services. So go on earthworkshub.com.au, sign up, and then go to add listing, and then add your business in there so everyone can start using your services. And vice versa, if you need to find a contractor or someone in earthworks, You can go to the website, search for someone in whatever state you're in, and it will give you a whole list of people that are listed, and you can call them and get quotes or pricing and start using their services. All right. I can tell you one downfall. There's one downside to having my studio in the garage. One, it's cars. So you probably heard that in the background then. So there's often cars coming up and down, revving their motors, turning them on, idling for some unknown reason. And two is the neighbours putting the TVs up really loud and music, and I can actually hear someone with Christmas music in the background. So I don't know if you guys are picking that up, but I can hear that. Yeah, so don't forget to list your business on there. So there's a free one, so you can go on and list it for free. There's also a special one, which is $300 a year, and you actually get to list your business, and it appears on the front page. So go on to add listing, and it will give you under businesses, add listing, and then you'll see the options there. There's a free one for a limited time, and then there's another one there which is a bit of an upgrade, and it's called featured, and it means that your business will come up first whenever people search, and it also means it'll be on the front page as well. So that way people, as soon as they go on the website, they'll see your business on there. But only if you're interested, you can go on that one. If not, do the free one and just get listed on there, man, because people are going on there and searching. I can see when I look at the stats, people are actually going on the site and looking and searching for contractors and businesses. So definitely go on there and list your business, increase your exposure. Why not? A quick shout out to all my sponsors and partners: MOBA Australia, who's joined us. I saw they joined a bit earlier. Network Finance, the Bole Group, Melbourne Tractors, Spartan Machinery, Nexgen Landscapes, JR Safety Co., Digga, Godings, Earthmoving Warehouse, and RecordTime. So now they've joined us as well. And then we've got our affiliates, Too Savage, Hard Hat, Watches, and Telesin. So when you go on to any of those guys, you can get discounts. Mention Earthworks Hub. If you go to Digga, you can use eWorks Hub on their online store, the same as MOBA, and you can get yourself discounts. And it's the same code for Hard Hat Watches. But for Too Savage, it's eWorks Hub 10. So yeah, make sure you go on, get yourselves a discount. Why not? You might as well do it. The opportunity is there. Oh, we've been joined by Tom Close. Who's that? Tiana Ann, is it? CR Kennedy has joined. Hello. And Bean Diggin. All right. Thank you as well for joining me tonight. Quick rundown projects this week. I posted this up as well. I completed a little job, only a couple of days. We pulled out some concrete at a concrete plant and prepared a little, what would you call it? I suppose it's like a loading bay. So, you know, when they have at like sand and soil places, you've got like a little concrete square section where they put all the dirt and then the loader can go in and pick it up. So we had to prepare. They wanted a couple of extra bays, so we did one extra bay for them. So I just ripped the concrete out, prepared it, put in some craft rock, dug a footing, and then the concrete just came in and finished it. So that's been posted up. I used that Case 14.5 tonner. Very, very good machine. And then I also released a podcast I did with MOBA over the weekend. So last Sunday, Daniel from MOBA joined me. So that episode went up on Spotify and YouTube and Apple. So that's on there now. And what else did I do this week? This week I also caught up with Shane from TerraPro. So we actually caught up. He was doing a job not far from where I was working, and it happened to be for Little Bear. So at the same time I went in there, I saw Shane face to face, because we only usually talk like this over the screen. So I actually got to meet him face to face. Nice, very nice guy. And then I saw Charlie from Little Bear there as well. So I got to meet him at the same time. So nice guys, very, very friendly, easy to deal with. And there'll be more coming with these guys. So keep your eyes peeled. MOBA's saying they had 2 customers using the eWorks Hub discount code already. There you go. Sorry, I'm going to cough then. Very, very good. So people are using the codes, man. Well done. That's good. Use it. Why not? Get yourself a discount. I'm happy to be here linking up everyone and doing that for them. So it's good to see people taking advantage of it. Good. And Jack Healy's joined us as well. There you go. Also, while I'm on that note, actually, of meeting people, I met some lovely people today, and they were on here a little bit earlier, so hopefully they're still on. A quick shout out to Greg and Kay from Phillips Plant Hire. Lovely family. I got to meet them today. Keep your eyes peeled. There's some more stuff coming with that. I can't share it yet, but I got to meet them today. Very lovely, humble family business, Phillips Plant Hire. So they're not only do they rent out machinery and stuff. So you'll see some more stuff on that in the very near future. But yeah, lovely family. And while I was there, I actually got to meet some other people. So also a little quick shout out to Elliot from, is it EMP? Yeah, EMP Media, and Keely from Focus Consultants. So Focus Consultancy, that's the one. So yeah, lovely bunch of people to meet today, and Giorgio as well. I won't forget Giorgio. That's it. Phyllis Plant and I saying thank you. No, it was a real pleasure. It's a pleasure to be able to meet people and share ideas and talk and see how nice everyone is in the industry. So it's not everyone is really hard ass, and everyone there's actual nice people in the field. Yes, Phyllis Plant Hire is saying pro wall construction. There you go. So that was Giorgio that I met today as well. Nice guy. So very good people. Keep your eyes peeled. More to come on that. All right, let me go to my topic. All right, so the topic is basically, I'm going to talk about the Christmas shutdown period on grade 145. Thank you for your likes before I forget. So before shutting down your construction site for the Christmas break, I think it's important that you have a list of tasks that you need to do. So you can make sure that your site is secure, safe, and then ready for reopening. So when you come back in January or whenever you come back, some people used to take a month off. Do you remember those days when all builders and trades and they used to take like a whole month off? So everyone knew that over Christmas there's no way you get anything done. I think that's changed a little bit. People only take like the main days now, and maybe like post-COVID, people aren't staying off as long, and because of the downturn in work, people are just taking what they've got. So I reckon a lot of people might not shut down for as long as usual. But in case you are shutting down, and I know a lot of people will, these are the things I'm going to go through so that you can be more prepared for it. So some of it you might already know, so bear with me. But there might be stuff on here that you don't know, so listen out. So the first thing I'll talk about is safety and site security. So do a site inspection. So go through, identify any potential safety hazards, and address all those before you shut down. Make sure you've got all your safety signage up, like any barriers, any warning tape, any warning signs, so they're clearly visible in case someone walks onto the site and there's no one on there, so that everyone that walks on the site is safe. Because don't forget, you're still responsible. If somebody walks onto your site and something happens to them, even if you've had all this signage at the front saying do not enter, and they fall into just say a trench or something or a hole, and you haven't had that barricaded or covered, you're still going to get in trouble for that. So make sure that you've got all the signage and that up inside as well. EMP Media's joined. Thank you, Elliot. I just gave you a quick shout out. There you go. Good timing. Lock and secure all the equipment on site. So lock up all equipment, all the tools, material, just to prevent it from being stolen. And I was going to talk about this a bit later on, but since we're on that topic, if you've got vandal covers, make sure you put them on, lock everything up, lock up all your fuel caps. Obviously, people like to come in when there's no one around. If they know that there's not going to be any movement on that site for a month, you're very likely that they're going to come in and try and take diesel and batteries. And it's happened to me, so I'm telling you from experience, and most people here would have somewhere along the line experienced something like that. What we used to do, actually, a little tip for you, is when I had my 20 tonners, because they used to get broken into a fair bit, we used to park the tails of the 20 tonners side by side, so they're like almost beside each other, and that way the side cabinets that you used to open to get to the batteries, they'd be like almost touching. So that way, if they wanted to try and break in and take your batteries, they couldn't get to them. So that was one way to prevent that. And if your fuel caps are on the same side, I suppose it stops them from trying to get their truck there. But if they've got long hoses, they'll get the fuel anyway. But at least their batteries won't go. Because batteries on big 20-ton machines and that, I don't know if you're aware of that, but they're like hundreds and hundreds of dollars because you've got big batteries in there. So they're not just the same size as a car battery. They're like huge. So they're very costly. So that's what I would recommend. Make sure you lock all your equipment. Close off any restricted access to the site to prevent unauthorized personnel. Install CCTV and motion alarms. So most of the sites I worked on in like civil, they had like a camera set up on a huge post, and it had motion sensors on there. So an alarm would go if anyone came on there at a certain time. If you are going to have those as well, just make sure you talk to anyone that's on site. So if anyone's leaving their machines on site, make sure you talk to them and ask, are they intending to come in during the break to work on their machines? Because the worst thing is they come on and the alarm starts going off, police turn up and all this stuff, and they're just there to service their machines. So just talk to everyone. The next thing I'm going to talk about, weather preparation. So you got to weatherproof the site. So if there's a chance of like inclement weather while you're away, take measures to protect the materials on site, the machinery, anything that's exposed. So cover things up. If you can put tarps over things, or you can shrink wrap pallets with materials on there, put some weather protecting covers over machines. If you've got open cab machines, get yourself a Digga lid. You like that? That was a good little sales pitch. Get yourself a Digga lid cover for it so it doesn't, or the machine doesn't get affected by the weather. And then drainage and flood protection. So check that everything's got proper drainage in place to avoid things flooding. So I remember I worked at a job site once, and the car park got all flooded. And then what they found was one of the drains at the bottom of the car park had been covered, and then it didn't allow the water to drain away. So the whole car park where we used to park while we're working got all flooded. So they had to uncover that, cut out a little spoon drain to feed all the water away. So make sure that you're not covering, if you are covering things, that you're not going to cause a flood. Then finalize any work that you can for the year. So complete any of the critical tasks. So finish anything that can be completed before the break. So anything that's going to potentially affect safety or the security of the site, try and finish that before you go off on the break, because then you don't have to worry about it. Once it's done, it's finished. So try and avoid leaving huge holes open, or try and cover up any holes. So if you've drilled like 30 or 40 pier holes, try and either cover them up with timber or fill them with the concrete before you go, so that way there's no holes or any way someone can fall in there. So that's what I would suggest. And then backfill. If you've got trenches that are open and there's chances that they'll get filled up with water or someone might fall in, if you can backfill them, just lightly backfill those. If it's not going to be a pain or a lot of extra work, just backfill them, and then people don't have to worry about falling in or that flooding and becoming like a huge pool. And then you can create little spoon drains if you need to in certain areas, so you can feed the water away. Then clean up. Now's your chance before Christmas to do a quick clean up of your site, remove any waste, get rid of any debris, get rid of any unnecessary material. You don't want stuff on site that you don't really need, so just get rid of stuff. So just before Christmas is a good time to do a big cleanup. Even if it's the last couple of days. I remember we used to get like a skip on some of the jobs, a big skip bin, and just fill it up with all the rubbish on site just before the Christmas break, and use that opportunity to get rid of everything. And then make sure you've got temporary protection for any openings. So close off or temporarily seal any unfinished openings or areas that could pose a risk. So that's what I was just saying. Check all your temp fencing, make sure there's no gaps in there, make sure it's all locked tight, because I know throughout the year a lot of times people open up panels and don't put them back. They leave them disconnected. So they're avenues for people to walk in. And I know a lot of people say, it's only temp fencing, anyone can undo it. But if you've got it all locked in tight and someone turns up and they haven't got tools and stuff, it's going to be less of a chance of them going in than if it's open, because then they've got no effort, they can just walk in. So you've got to try and make it a bit of an effort for them. And barricade all excavations. So any like trenches, any open holes, make sure you've got some sort of tape around there, webbing or something, just to prevent people from falling in, because like I said earlier, you're still going to be responsible. Even if that's there and someone falls in, I still reckon there'll be a way that will be responsible for it. But if you can show that you've done everything that you can to the best of your ability, then you've got some chance of fighting it. Documentation and communication. So this is a big one. So if you're doing a project, update all your project records, ensure all your daily logs are done, your reports, that everything's up to date. But also notify all the stakeholders. So if you're running a job, make sure that the client, any subbies that are working on there, any suppliers, that everyone knows when you're closing for Christmas, what time, what date you're closing, what time before the last delivery can get in there. Make sure that subbies know when they have to get their machines off site, because a lot of times, civil companies and that will ask people with machines to remove them from site. So they'll say you can leave it on site, but we're not responsible. But most of the time, people will take their machines and take them off site and take them to their yards or whatever. So you got to inform everyone on that project or everyone on that site of what the plans are when you're closing, but then also when you're going to be reopening. So when you're going to reopen for deliveries, when you're going to reopen for subbies to come back. So you might get some of the guys to come back a bit earlier and then start accepting deliveries, because you've got to get things prepared. So notify everyone with those dates. And then you can also review your project timeline. Make sure that you start scheduling stuff in to get delivered after those dates when you come back. All right. Number 5, utilities and power. So turn off any utilities that you don't really need. So if you're not going to need water on site while you're on your Christmas break, or power, turn it off. So you don't have something to worry about. Imagine if the water's all connected and then a hose happens to burst somewhere on site, you're going to turn up to a massive flood. So if you don't need to have water on there, turn off the water, turn off the power, whatever you need, gas, if you don't need it during the break. Secure any temporary power. So if you've got temporary power like generators and stuff, so you need them running to keep, either pumping water somewhere or something, make sure they're secure and tied down. You don't want to come back and this huge generator's gone, a 20 grand generator's disappeared. So make sure that is secured down so people can't just come and take it. And make sure that if you're not going to be using them, that they're shut down and covered and stuff so they don't get damaged while you're away. And if you've got site sheds and that, make sure that they're all locked and all the heating's turned off, cooling's turned off, so it's not still running while you're gone. Because a lot of times you can bet on some sites, if they haven't got generators running it, if they're just running on pure power, like full, connected power, then they might leave aircon on and it just keeps running for the whole month. You don't want that. Number 6 is equipment and machinery. So I'm going to go to a couple of specifics here. So I said earlier, if you've got machinery on site, make sure you talk to everyone on site and find out who's going to be floating their machines out, when they're going to be floating them out. So tell them, what day they can start taking machines away. And this is where float companies must have. Christmas must be a pain in the ass for float companies, because they'll have everyone just trying to get machines out and all wanting them out on the last day. So try and organise it so that not every machine is getting floated on the last day. Try and stagger it if you can. This is helpful for project managers as well and supervisors. Shut down your machinery, shut down any equipment that you have. Make sure it's all locked. And like I said, if you've got machinery where there's potential for a break-in, try and put them all together so people can't open the side cabinets and get into them. So just make it that little bit harder. If you're leaving stuff on site, make sure you lock them, vandal covers, all that sort of stuff. If you've got buckets and attachments, lock in all your buckets and your attachments so that they're very hard to get out. So if you can keep your hammer on top of all your buckets and lock it all in, it'll make it hard. If you've got excavators, that is, it'll make it harder for them to try and pinch anything. So that's some more advice on the equipment and machinery. If you've got containers, with all your tools and equipment in there, reverse the machine up. So a lot of times we used to reverse like a bobcat or a truck or something and put it up against the container, so it makes it harder if people are trying to break in. And the same if you've got like site sheds and you don't want people going in, you can also just reverse machinery right up to it. Check that you've got fuel in your machines and stuff. Maybe don't leave a full tank of fuel on any of the equipment in case someone does break in, because the last thing you want is to come back and you had a full tank when you left, and when you come back from holidays you got an empty tank. So I'm speaking from experience here, and I know a lot of people on here probably had that same problem. And then the end of the year, it's the best time to do some routine maintenance. So if you need to do some repairs on your machine, you've been looking at something and thinking, you know what, I need to repair that, now's the time to do it. So if you're going to have a shutdown period, tell everyone that's a good time to do any big maintenance stuff on their machines. And then, like I said, if you're going to have the site locked and you're going to have alarms, just make sure that you speak to whoever is going to come on site and explain what they have to do, because you don't want alarms going off unnecessarily, and then, like I said, police turning up and that when it's just someone coming to work on their machine. Number 7 is risk management. So do a little risk assessment, walk around with the team and just look at any potential hazards before you go. So I know I've said that before, but get ready for inclement weather, for break-ins, people walking in on site. Just make sure you do a quick risk assessment with everyone and have a look at what can be prevented from happening. So any trip hazards, in case someone comes in on the site at night and falls, make sure that it's not because you left something out in the middle of nowhere. If you need to, if you've run cables, and this is going to be an obvious one, if you've run like electrical cables and stuff and you're scared they're going to get stolen, you might have to consider hiring like overnight security. You might have to have, you know, some of the work sites you see like a security guard sleeping in his car, or I shouldn't say sleeping, but being in a car all night, just going around randomly and staying on site. You might need to hire one of those people just to stay on site for that break period. So it might sound like it's costly, but if they rip out all your copper wire, it's probably going to be more expensive than having that security guard on there. So yeah, definitely consider that. Like I said earlier, temporary safety barriers. Make sure you've got barriers everywhere. And then make sure that your emergency contact information is displayed somewhere on the front gate, so that if something does happen and a neighboring site sees something happen, they can contact someone. So make sure you've got contact numbers of a couple of people in case they can't get to the first person. So you have a couple of backups for things that might happen while your site is shut down. So even if there's a fire and the fire brigade needs to get in touch with someone, they can see a list of people they can call. So don't just put one person, always put a couple of people, because if someone happens to have gone overseas on a holiday for that Christmas breakdown or the Christmas break. So if someone happens to have gone overseas for their Christmas break and the fire brigade can't get in touch with them, they need to have a secondary or third number to call. Number 8, staff management. Make sure that you have communicated with all your staff when you're going to be closing down. Does anyone need to work during that break period? Are you going to have one person coming in and doing something? When are they going to be coming back? So double check that everyone knows when they need to report back and what tasks they're going to be on when they do come back, so that you don't just have everyone rock up on the first day back and everyone's just standing around for the first few hours trying to figure out what to do. Just give them a list and say, when you get back, this is what you're going to be doing. So they already have an idea. So it's all about being proactive. And number 9, inventory check. Make sure you count all your inventory. Check what you've got. Now's a good chance to do like a little mini stock take. Have a look at what you've got on your site. Make sure you've got enough material on hand for when you get back. So, you know, if you need crushed rock, or you need screenings, or you need, if you're doing drainage, you need more pipes, or if you need more concrete sleepers for your retaining walls, now's the time to try and order and make sure you've got enough there so that when you come back. But also, if you're worried about them getting pinched while you're not there, make sure you've got enough to at least cover you for a couple of days until the first delivery comes. So that's what I would recommend. If you've got stuff on site, try and hide it so that's not, in plain sight. Try and put it away a bit so someone driving past can't see exactly what you've got. That way, because they say opportunity makes a thief. Someone told me that once. Opportunity makes a thief. So a lot of people would never even think about stealing something, but given the right opportunity, if they drive past and see copper wire on the ground or copper pipes and they think, ooh, I can probably get some money out of that, they might just go in and be tempted. Whereas it could be a person that would never ever think about doing that. So opportunity makes a thief. There you go. Keep that in mind. So hide whatever you can, lock down whatever you can to prevent it from being stolen. Even bury some stuff. If you need to bury it a little bit so that you can just unearth it again later, then yeah, do that if you need to. We used to do that sometimes. You know what we used to do? We used to get heaps of dirt or crushed rock and put it on top of all the electrical pits, and then that way people wouldn't be able to just get in and easily take stuff. So you can just do things like that if you need to. Park machinery in front of containers, and order materials so that they're ready for when you get back. So order stuff. Start putting in orders for that first week back so that you can start having orders already. Don't wait till you get back and then start ordering, because it might be a month before you can get the material. So yeah, start pre-ordering. And number 10, because I didn't actually say how many steps there were. Sorry, there's 10 steps. Number 10 is the final step, and that is do a final walkthrough. So just before the end of year, before you all start leaving site, perform a final walkthrough, grab a bunch of people, a bunch of workers with you as well, and go get the key stakeholders involved, even if it's other supervisors, safety people, and just walk around and have a look, make sure all the security measures are done, all in place, the site is clean, it's ready for a shutdown, and then you also know it's ready for when you return. So they're the 10 steps or 10 tasks that you need to do to make sure you're running an efficient project, and you've shut down, and you can safely say we're going away on holidays and coming back, and the site should be good. So yeah, by ensuring that all these tasks are completed, you can help avoid all delays. So you're being proactive, you can avoid safety issues, and then when you reopen, like I said, you're being proactive. You can start straight after the Christmas break and just hit the ground running. So they're the 10 tasks that I recommend people do to ensure their site is ready for the breakup. Or for the Christmas break. That is my topic. I feel like I've spoken forever. I've been speaking all day. My mouth is so dry, I just haven't stopped. But that is what I recommend. People, I'm opening it to you now. You can make comments. If anyone wants to recommend some other steps or some other things, I can add that to the list. What do you guys think? So when you work on sites and you're getting ready to shut down for Christmas, what else do you guys recommend? What else is there that people can do to make sure their site is safe? Nothing's going to happen on there while they're gone, and if something does happen, people can get in touch with them, and that they're ready for when they get back. While you're all thinking of answers for that, and I'm open to other questions, so it doesn't just have to be that. So if you want to ask any other question, like Little Bear asked earlier about the GPS trackers. Sorry, we've got a question here. Yeah, he's saying, how's work been? Work's been up and down, to be honest. Yeah, I haven't really chased a lot of work. One, because it's given me more of a chance to focus on this stuff, so I haven't really been chasing it. But on the other side of that, I haven't had that many inquiries. So I have noticed the plant hire agencies have been sending out more messages than usual. So yeah, we're definitely getting a little bit more sort of work from plant hire companies. Not heaps, but it went from getting no messages at one stage to getting maybe one a day now. So there's a bit of movement, but yeah, it's still not very busy, man. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the outlook is, because I was very positive, thinking there's going to be a lot more work next year, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I really don't know. And looking at the Facebook sites, all the earth-moving operator sites and stuff, you can see a lot of people are looking for work, a lot of people selling machines, a lot of people selling trucks. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing. But then again, on a positive note, I talked to some guys and they say they're still flat out. So I don't know. I don't know what the outlook is. So in short, the work, if I chased a lot of work, I probably could get a lot more if I wanted to, but I'm trying not to, because I want to focus on this stuff. So for me, it hasn't been flat out. It hasn't been. But there's enough there. Yeah, there's definitely enough. So hopefully, hopefully I answered that question for you. All right. So while people are thinking of more questions, I just want to highlight that if you're not already a follower or subscriber, that you do follow Earthworks Hub on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, Apple. So yeah, go on all those social platforms. Make sure that you follow and subscribe. Oh, and I hit the 500 subscriber mark on YouTube. Sorry, I forgot to say that. So there's a big thing. So I just did it yesterday. We hit over 500 subscribers on YouTube. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but on YouTube it's very difficult to get subscribers. It's nowhere near as easy as Instagram and TikTok. So to get 500 on there, I'm stoked. That was the goal for this year, and I've got it. So yeah, we've got over 500 on there. So the goal for next year is over 1,000. So let's try and hit that. I'm going to try and hit over 1,000 next year. I want to try and get, that's my goal. So yeah, over 500, and actually, YouTube sent me a little congratulations thing, which I didn't expect, but it's like a little, I don't know, like a congratulations achievement email. All right, here we go. Some more questions. So Tom Close 333 is asking, what's your favorite combo as an owner-operator? I will tell you right now. My favorite combo as an owner-operator is probably, and I'm talking from what I've had and what I enjoyed the most out of all my stuff, and what I found worked really well, was the 5-tonner with a posi track and a tipper. So having those three, having a triple combo, so 5-ton excavator, a posi track, and a tipper, that seemed to work the best for me because it gave me the opportunity to do a whole range of work. So with that combo, I got to work for landscapers, for pool diggers, for civil companies, all sorts of people. So anyone doing residential work, road infrastructure, football fields, and all sorts of stuff. So because I had that ability to dig with the machine, so I could dig with the 5-tonner if I needed to. If I needed to move material, I could use the posi track to move it from the backyard to the front yard, or move material to the back when I needed it. Or if I needed to use just the posi track to level off ground, I could do leveling, detailing, topsoiling. And then if I needed to move material that I dug out, I could use the tipper to move it out and ship it off. Or I could just do tipper work for the day if there was nothing else. So that was the best combo. I could go pick up material. If I couldn't get deliveries, I'd just go to the quarry and pick up crushed rock myself. Or I'd go and pick up topsoil myself and that. So that was my favourite combo. I'm hoping that answers your question there as well, Tom Close. But that was my ultimate combo. I'll probably top that off by having my tag trailer. So that made it a bit easier to have all three going to one site. Whereas when I had just a tipper, I could only take one thing at a time, either the posi or the 5. So having that tag trailer opened up a few more options, but it was an addition to my costs. So, I had to have the cost of the trailer, the rego, the maintenance, tires and stuff. And then the parking, I had to find extra areas to park because it's bigger. So it did also though make other extra work for me, but it was an ultimate combo in my opinion. So that's what I would say is the ultimate. Hopefully that answers the question. We've also got Fleck Earth Moving, In-Depth Civil, and Trent Skeeter. They're all joined. Thank you for joining as well. So yeah, Tom, hopefully that answered your question, but that would be my ultimate combo. The 5-tonner with a posi track and a tipper. There you go. Tom Close is saying, yep, that's great. So he's obviously happy with that answer. So yeah, if you haven't followed me on all my other socials, make sure you go on there and follow. And like I said earlier, if you do have a business, so any type of business, it can be, there's a whole range of categories on Earthworks Hub. So you go to earthworkshub.com.au. There's a whole bunch of categories on there for construction and earthworks. So you can list your business under one of those categories. So anything from concreters to concrete trucks to concrete pumps to excavators or excavation work, bulk earthwork guys, pool diggers, retaining wall people, landscapers, engineers, architects, anything. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there. If you're an employment agency for the earthworks industry, you can put yourself on there. Anything, superannuation funds, anything like that, you can go onto Earthworks Hub and look under businesses, and you'll find them on there. So list yourselves on there, or get someone use one of the services that are on there already. And if you want to show your support for Earthworks Hub, you can also buy yourself some merch. So there's plenty of different types of merch available. So you go to the website, earthworkshub.com.au, and click on shop, and it will take you to the shop, and then you can actually buy all sorts of merch. And I would highly recommend to get the bucket hats. So I was saying the other day, the bucket hat will save your ears, save your neck, save your face and your nose and all that from getting burnt. So you can even see, like, today wasn't that hot, but the sun is just really, really strong. So I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the sun is getting stronger. Like the rays from the sun are just like burning. So if you can protect yourself, the cap is just not enough, I'm finding. You got to have an actual bucket hat nowadays. So yeah, get yourselves one of those on the Earthworks Hub shop. Here we go. Christian Collegia is asking, what do you think about the industry in Victoria? How is it going at the moment? Oh, I just answered that a couple of minutes ago. You should have joined on a few minutes ago, Christian. I'm in my honest opinion, I don't know. It's a very, very weird time. The industry looked like it was going to start picking up, and people are saying, yeah, next year will be heaps better. But I don't know. I don't know if I see it getting any better that quick. But we'll see. I don't know. It's hard to say. I was just saying as well, there's a lot of guys saying they haven't got work, but then there's a lot of people saying that they're still flat out. So, and I still see people, buying machines. I still keep saying people are seeing people buying attachments and that. So, yeah, obviously some people are still going strong, but I don't think they're flat out. I don't think anyone's flat out. So that would be my answer to your question. That's what I said a little bit earlier. I think it's not going to get back to like what it used to be for a while, I reckon. So I don't know. But it'd be interesting to watch. It's a good space to watch. Tom Close is asking another question. Oh, he's saying something. He's saying that he's going to hire a machine to get more experience. Oh, there you go. Well, Tom, if you are going to hire a machine and you're in Melbourne, you need to go and speak to Phillips Plant Hire. There you go. Because Phillips Plant Hire, if you're in Melbourne, that is, Tom Close, Phillips Plant Hire can sort you out with a machine if you need to hire one. Phillips Plant Hire, actually speaking of them, have a comment. Phillips Plant Hire is saying maybe seeing what other trades or businesses are doing to generate leads. Yeah, so what are people doing? So in response to like Christian's question about how the industry is going, what are people doing to generate more leads? Like how are you trying to get more work? Like what are you actually doing? That would be good because everybody would probably like to know. Like, are you going and door knocking, or knocking on sites and seeing if they need someone, or do you try and put more ads out? Are you trying to communicate with more people, or joining some associations, or what are people actually doing? Yeah, so that's a good question. What are people doing to try and increase leads and get more work? Phillips Plant Hire is adding to that. They're saying, so what are people doing besides the known marketing and like Facebook ads? So what else is everyone doing to try and get more work? I think what's happening is, and this is what one of my guests said recently, I can't remember who said it, or a couple of them said a similar thing. This is where relationships are very important. So, if you've got a customer that you're dealing with, the way you treat that customer, the reliability that you offer, the service, how the quality of work that you provide, that's all going to come into play as it gets quieter, because your customer's always going to remember the person that puts in the most, that's always there when they call, that always goes that little bit extra. And that's what we were talking about with one of my other guests, that there's always a backstory. So someone that's really complaining about, I've got no work, no one's calling me, and that, usually there's a backstory to that. Like there's a reason that no one's calling them, because they're probably not reliable, or they're known to like not give quality work, or I don't know. There's usually like a backstory. So a lot of times, when it does get quiet, this is why it's important to always put in that little bit extra when you are working for someone. So it might look like, it might feel like, it's a waste of time, man. Why should I be killing myself doing more than anyone else? And why should I go that little bit above and beyond? But in times like this is when it actually counts. This is when customers are going to say, you know what, who treated us the best when we needed them? Who always turned up and who always finished the job and, tried to do things a bit quicker for us, and that's when it will count in these sort of times. And Tom, unfortunately, is in Adelaide, Phillips plant hire, so tried to get you another customer there. There you go. Tom Close. Well, if you are going to rent a machine to get more experience, that's a good idea. I recommend that because the more time you can spend in one, and if you can't get it working for someone, then just rent a machine, take it home, or take it to some land that you have, or somewhere where there's an open space, and just keep using the machine, jump in and spend more time, get used to it. Then it's like riding a bike. Before you know it, will become second nature, and you'll get good at it, and you can jump in and start working for people. And Christian Collegia, who asked the question about how the industry is going in Victoria, he's just saying that it's fair enough what I said. It's definitely a weird time. So a lot of times people can sit back and complain and say, oh no, I can't get any work in that. But like you say, what have they done apart from, like obvious things? What else have people done to try and get work? And it'd be good for people to tell us that, because if you have done something different, let us know so everyone else can do the same. I was going to say, if you have a topic that you want me to talk about, hit me up during the week, send me a message, and I will try and answer that question for you. And I'll try and bring it up in our next topic, or the next Sunday session. So if you've got something that you want me to talk about, even if it takes a little bit of work for me to research it and that, send me a message. I'll have a look at it, and then I'll try and answer it for you on the next session. And then if I can't help, bring it up in the live session, and that's what everyone's here for. So somebody else on here might be able to answer it for us. So definitely don't be afraid to send me any questions. Oh, what's good actually? A lot of people are hitting me up during the week and suggesting possible podcast guests. So I'm happy with that. So if you've got someone that you believe would be a good guest on my podcasts, send me their name, and I'll hit them up, and I might be able to get them on as a guest. So it can be anyone. Just let me know who they are, and if you've got their details, let me know, and then I can try and bring them on here. So, obviously I'm going to vet who I put on here, but if it's someone that's going to be worthwhile putting on, definitely send it to me. So, and I appreciate all those people that are sending me those suggestions during the week. Guys, it is almost time to wrap it up. I know everybody has to work this week, so and it's a Sunday night, so I won't keep you up any longer. Like I said, thank you very, very much for joining me. I know it's almost time for Christmas. I don't know if I'm going to actually be going all the way through. I'll have to keep you posted on that, but I've got a feeling I will, because I don't know if we're really going away or anything, but I've got a good feeling that we're going to go all the way through Christmas. If not, maybe I might just not do a Sunday live, like through the Christmas main days, and then we'll be back again. But I don't know. I haven't actually set anything in stone yet. Oh, I just got a gift on TikTok. Thank you, Jake. Thank you very much. So keep your eyes posted. That I'll post it up when I know what I'm doing. It's 9 o'clock. I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you very much to everyone that has joined. Make sure that you join every Sunday Melbourne time at 8 p.m. and we're going to have these sessions, unless I post differently, but it will be 8 p.m. on Sundays as usual. Thank you once again for joining me. Thank you to everyone that that was out with me today. So Phillips Plant Hire and the rest of the team. Keep your eyes peeled. There's more to come with that, guys. Have yourselves a great week. And also thank you to the guys that have been sending me positive feedback. I got some more as well. So like I was saying, JR Dirtworks sent me some positive, supportive comments. I'm getting more like that, so I really appreciate it, guys. It makes me feel appreciative, so like I'm appreciated. So thank you very much to everyone that's been doing that. Phyllis Planthigh is saying thank you, legend. WTF, you ripper, is saying thanks, mate. That's good. That's good. Thank you very much to everyone. I will go and keep an eye out if I'm back in the machines, which I think I am tomorrow. I'll be doing some live sessions during the day as well. So usually while I'm operating, I'll put the camera on and chat. That's on Instagram and TikTok, so I'll keep swapping. So keep your eyes peeled during the daytime. And I hope you all have a good week. I'll see you all on the next episode. Take care, guys.